What if I told you that the biggest story of the FIFA World Cup 2026 might not be the team that wins it? What if the real story is already unfolding right now, months before a ball is even kicked? As football fans around the world eagerly count down to the next World Cup, something fascinating is happening beneath the surface. A new generation is taking over the game. Football's traditional powerhouses are facing unexpected challenges, and several nations that were once considered outsiders are preparing to shock the world. This could be one of the most unpredictable World Cups in modern history. For more than a decade, international football revolved around familiar names. Every major tournament seemed to be dominated by the same conversations. The same stars, the same contenders, the same expectations. But now, the landscape is changing. Many of the players who defined an era of football are reaching the final stages of their international careers. Their influence remains enormous, but the spotlight is beginning to shift toward a new generation that is hungry to create its own legacy. Around the world, football fans are asking the same question: who will become the face of football after this World Cup? There are several candidates. Young stars are emerging across Europe, South America, Africa, and Asia. They are breaking records at club level, attracting global attention, and carrying the hopes of entire nations on their shoulders. The next World Cup could be remembered as the tournament where one of these players officially becomes football's next global icon. History tells us that every World Cup produces a defining figure. A player arrives with potential and leaves as a legend. Think about how previous tournaments transform careers forever. Moments on football's biggest stage have a unique power. A single goal, a match-winning performance, or a dramatic victory can elevate a player from national hero to global superstar overnight. That race has already begun. At the same time, there is growing pressure on football's established giants. Every World Cup brings expectations, but some nations are entering 2026 with more pressure than ever before. Supporters are demanding success. Managers are under scrutiny. Players understand that opportunities like this do not come often. For several countries, this tournament may represent the peak of an entire generation. Failure could lead to major changes. Success could immortalize them forever. The pressure is enormous. What's particularly interesting is that football's traditional hierarchy appears less secure than it once was. Not long ago, many matches seemed predictable before they even started. Today, that is no longer the case. Football has become more competitive across every continent. Investment in youth development is increasing. Sports science has improved dramatically. Coaching standards continue to rise. National teams are becoming better organized. As a result, the gap between football's elite nations and emerging countries is becoming smaller. Recent international competitions have repeatedly shown that underestimating an opponent can be a costly mistake. A team ranked lower on paper can still produce a performance capable of shocking the world. That unpredictability is one of the reasons excitement surrounding the next World Cup continues to grow. Fans are no longer asking whether surprises will happen. They're asking which surprise will be the biggest. Could an African nation finally reach new heights? Could an Asian team make a historic run? Could a country that has never been considered a contender suddenly find itself competing among football's elite? These questions are generating endless debate among supporters. Another fascinating storyline involves the evolution of playing styles. Football is constantly changing. The tactics that dominated one era often disappear in the next. Teams today are faster, more athletic, and more tactically flexible than ever before. Managers are embracing new ideas. Data analysis plays a bigger role in decision-making. Every detail is examined. Every weakness is studied. Every opportunity is explored. This means that the World Cup is no longer just a battle of talent. It is a battle of preparation, strategy, and adaptability. The teams that succeed will likely be those capable of adjusting quickly to different opponents in unexpected situations. Then there is the emotional side of the tournament. The World Cup has always been about more than football. It is about dreams. It is about representing millions of people. It is about carrying the hopes of an entire nation. For some players, simply appearing at a World Cup is the achievement of a lifetime. For others, anything less than lifting the trophy will be viewed as disappointment. Those emotions create moments that no scriptwriter could invent. They create unforgettable celebrations, heartbreaking defeats, unexpected heroes, and stories that fans remember forever. One of the most compelling aspects of the upcoming tournament is how many players will be experiencing the pressure of a World Cup for the very first time. Talent alone is never enough. The biggest stage demands something different. The atmosphere is different. The expectations are different. The pressure is different. Some players thrive under those conditions. Others struggle. Nobody truly knows how an individual will respond until the moment arrives. That uncertainty is what makes the competition so captivating. Off the pitch, excitement continues to build as supporters begin planning for the tournament. Fans from every corner of the globe are already discussing predictions, analyzing squads, debating tactics, and imagining potential matchups. Social media conversations surrounding the World Cup are increasing every week. Football podcasts, television programs, and online communities are filled with speculation. Everyone wants to know what happens next. Everyone wants to identify the next breakout star. Everyone wants to predict the eventual champion. But history teaches us a valuable lesson. The World Cup rarely follows expectations. Favorites stumble, underdogs rise, records are broken, legends are created. Every tournament introduces a storyline that nobody saw coming, and that is why anticipation for 2026 feels different. There are simply so many unanswered questions. Which player will dominate the headlines? Which nation will exceed expectations? Which team will disappoint its supporters? Which young star will become a household name? Which manager will make the tactical decision that changes everything? Nobody knows. And that's exactly what makes football beautiful. As the countdown continues, one thing is becoming increasingly clear. The FIFA World Cup 2026 is not just another tournament on the football calendar. It represents a turning point, a new chapter, a new generation, a new opportunity for nations and players to write their names into history. The world is watching. Millions of fans are waiting. Dreams are being built. Expectations are rising. Pressure is growing. And somewhere, right now, a future World Cup hero is preparing for the moment that could change their life forever. When the tournament finally begins, all the predictions, debates, rankings, and opinions will disappear. Only performances will matter. Only results will count. Only history will remain. And when the final whistle eventually blows, football may never look quite the same again. So here's the question. Will it be the rise of a new superstar, the triumph of an underdog nation, the redemption of a football giant, or something that nobody sees coming? Let me know your prediction in the comments below. And don't forget to subscribe because the road to FIFA World Cup 2026 is only getting started.